news, folks, and I can't state this enough to the people of this country right at this particular time. I can't state this enough times that it's definitely some weird stuff going on, and when it comes down to dealing with women and girls, black women and black girls in this country, uh, they're it's an outright attack on the lives of black women and black girls at this particular time. So as a black man that has with female family members, a daughter, uh, and nieces and nieces and stuff like that, and cousins, female cousins and aunts. It's time for us to step up. It really is time. I'm talking black men. It's time for black men to step up and understand and realize the value of the women that you are surrounded by, and you got to do what you can to protect these women from these this atrocities that are going on at this particular time. Because I've been doing a little research. I've discovered another child that was missing. This particular child is in Baltimore County in Maryland, and she's been missing for a long time. So I'm gonna put her picture up here. Okay, this young lady, young girl, her name is Aaliyah Brown. That's Ailea Brown, a 10-year-old girl from Baltimore County, Maryland, suddenly went missing from her family's home back in May. Sadly, 5 months have passed, and the police are still searching for her. Aaliyah was reportedly last seen in her home in Reisterstown, Maryland, on May 25th. A white vehicle was also suspiciously seen in the area at that time. However, no Amber Alert was issued for Aaliyah, as detectives claim there's no proof to believe that a stranger abduction happened. It was only on June 3rd that Aaliyah was reported missing after her family contacted the police. Since then, they have been disseminating information about her disappearance, but Baltimore County Police have no leads up to now. In a recent Facebook post by the police department, they are still looking for information about Aaliyah. She is described as 4'8", 85 pounds, medium complexion, brown hair, and brown eyes. And so the police ask if anybody has seen this young girl to contact 911. Contact 911 immediately. It's been 5 months. She's been missing for 5 months now. So this whole situation is like, when black women and black girls come up missing, it's like no one is really doing anything to follow up on any of this stuff. They try to brush it aside and say, well, we don't have any evidence to say that happened. But if the people wouldn't come to you and say, well, somebody's missing if they weren't missing. So that you can take that and just do whatever you want to do with it. But brothers, we got to step up, man. We got to step up to the plate. It's time. It's time to put all the foolishness aside, step up to the plate, and start protecting these women. Okay, in a landmark, this is case number 2. In a landmark federal civil rights lawsuit filed April 29th by Black Patients Matter, California Deputy Attorney General Amy Lowe of San Francisco bullies Black Patients Matter to withdraw the lawsuit or face sanctions. We're not surprised. We wouldn't be legit otherwise, sort of expected it, states BPM whistleblower Hannah Ree. She continues, Black Panthers already went through it. Despite providing our community with free health care, Black Lives Matter is going through it now for giving a voice to the people, and nothing new about California's history. Representative Schiff It's like fake equality too, digging around and trying to make it a square fit into a round hole instead of spending more time with Pasadena black folks. Whatever happened to compromise and negotiate, not retaliate and discriminate? We're not asking for much, just an apology and a seat at the table. Reminds me of the South just continues out west because haters are getting more creative about hiding. African American patients need to find their safe house. Scars and stitches lead to safety because no one knows how to care for black folks. No one ever mentions the CDC report about black autistic boys and vaccines. I've never heard of the California Surgeon General pediatrician mention it. Ever. California State Senator Richard Pan, MD, pediatrician, probably don't even know about it. It's not fair to say he doesn't care about black kids getting autism. BPM is represented by law offices of Kenneth Harbor of Maryland and the Fenton Law Group of Los Angeles, supportive of racial equality and religious tolerance. Although a GoFundMe page has been established, BPM requests readers also consider donating to their local HBCU state house, Historical Black College and University State House. So what they're doing is they're trying to, the Attorney General in the state of California is trying to retaliate against this new group organization called Black Patients Matter, and they're trying to have black patients' rights be acknowledged in the state of California, and if they can get that started, maybe we might be able to do something nationwide with that, because black patients are the ones that are underrepresented when it comes to basic health care. So, you know, you got to stand up. It's time to stand up and get some things done here. Okay, here we get another story. Story number 3. The South Florida principal who stirred up national controversy after refusing to say the Holocaust was a factual historical event was fired Wednesday during a school board meeting at the recommendation of the district superintendent. With no discussion, the school board for the school district of Palm Beach County voted 5-2 to end William Latson's more than 20-year employment with the district. Latson, who was principal of Spanish River Community High School at Boca Raton for 11 years, was reassigned in July after emails he wrote to a mother that was stating that he has no reason. There's a lot of people out there that don't believe that the Holocaust ever happened. So what the school board did, that particular person may have signed a complaint, some type of complaint, and turned it into the superintendent of schools in that particular area, and so Latson was fired. Among the comments made in the email, not everyone believes the Holocaust happened. Latson also told the parent that because he worked for the public school district, he could not take a position on whether the Holocaust was real, according to the news reports. Fennoy recommended. That was the superintendent. Fennoy recommended that that he be fired. He'd be fired. Was not firing. Fennoy recommended Latson's firing not because of the comments he made, but because while the email was receiving global news coverage, Mr. Latson failed to respond to communication from his supervisors and failed to assist the district in addressing the serious disruption caused by the aforementioned email and the news coverage. Fennoy explained in an executive summary given to the board. Fennoy said Latson's actions also violated the school board's ethics code and the state's code of conduct for principals. Prior to Wednesday's vote, several patients and the teachers spoke in favor of keeping Latson in principal. Dr. Latson rises to the top of the best principals I've had throughout my teaching career, said a Spanish River teacher. Latson was also sitting in the front row during the meeting, did not comment, and walked out in tears, the Palm Beach Post reported. Latson's attorney told the Palm Beach Post that he will appeal the decision in state administrative court. So this is another, uh, we got situations like this happen all the time, and it's like you have a Jewish Holocaust, and and what he was saying was that him being a principal, he couldn't take sides. The only thing he could do is comment, comment or not comment on it, and he tried to do that. And this particular person ran with it because he wouldn't jump and say, "Well, the Holocaust happened." He couldn't make a decision to say that. So just like they look at when black people talk about the Black Holocaust and all the hundreds of millions of black people that died in about being trafficked from coming from Africa, those ones that were brought here as slaves, and also knowing that it was already Aboriginal black people already here in the country when the Europeans came here, but still there were a lot of Africans brought here to the United States and to South America and to Central America and to the islands, Jamaica and Haiti and all the rest of the islands, as slaves, and but a lot of them died as a result. That is the Black Holocaust. But when it comes down to dealing with those issues, 100 times more black people died than in the Holocaust, the Jewish Holocaust in Germany. But it's always that distinction made that one happened and the other didn't. So I'm gonna let you decide that and figure that out. So hey, it is what it is. Protect your black women and girls.